Hello friends, I'm Robin Feicht at Stamping Country. Welcome to my stamping studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make this telescoping card. So the image keeps getting closer and closer. That's where we come up with the telescoping. We're going to use the stamp set called Back on Your Feet. It has some really cute images for little mishaps or things just aren't going so well. And so I use the giraffe on the outside and the turtle on the inside. This card is for a dear lady that I know that had a little fall. So you're going to start with a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock that's 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need another quarter sheet of Whisper White cardstock to stamp your image. And then I used Mango Melody cardstock and Balmy Blue. And then you're going to need a little bit more Whisper White because we're going to cut a few more frames. And I'll show you what those are for in just a moment. Okay, we'll start by stamping. I'm going to use my Stamparatus. I like to use my Stamparatus when I'm stamping. That way, if I make a mistake or I don't press hard enough, I can just go back and fix it. No problem. So we'll start with the giraffe. And then we're going to do, ouch, that's not good. You want to place these images fairly close together so that they come out to the center of your image. So our little giraffe and ouch. That's not good. Okay. We're going to ink this up with Tuxedo Black Memento ink because I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends to color. Great. Okay, and then while I have my Stamparatus out, I have a piece of 5" by 3 3/4 inch. Ooh, that hurt. What not to do? Slide them apart if that happens. And oh, anyway, the cardstock is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Here's your turtle, and hope you're back on your feet soon. I especially like to use my Stamparatus when I'm stamping on darker cardstock because a lot of times it doesn't show up real well the first time, especially that little shell there. So I can give it a little more ink and it looks fabulous. Let's color this little guy. He really is cute. I'm going to use Mango Melody Stampin' Blends. It matches my cardstock. And Balmy Blue matches my other layer of cardstock. And the soft suede is going to be his spots. Let's start with his eye. Of course, that's going to be Balmy Blue. And we're going to ground him with our Balmy Blue. And watch this little technique. Just take your blend and highlight a few of the words. So fun, a lot more colorful. Now we're going to do these spots. I'm using the dark soft suede here along the legs. And then you can see where the lines are on this drawing. So I'm going to go dark where the lines are. And then I'm going to shade it out with the lighter. Super simple. This is really a quick little guy to color. He's so stinking cute too. We'll do the same thing. You can see where those lines are in this drawing. This is a really simple one to color because the lines do help you with your shading. And let's go with the Mango Melody. Oh yeah, his little hooves. Okay, we'll start with some dark. Again, I'm using the lines to know where to shade. And then we'll go with the lighter. Don't be afraid to leave a little bit of white. It'll look like a highlight. Or you can go back with your color lifter and also highlight areas, but it blends it out more when you use the highlighter. So handsome. He's just really not having a good day. I really like this color. It's a mix between orange and yellow. A little bit on the legs. And there we go. Now for this trick. Oh yeah, let's color our knot. See how much more colorful that is when you color a couple of those. Now we're going to use our stitched rectangle dies. The two largest ones cut the Mango Melody in the Balmy Blue. I'm using my magnetic plate to try to hold these dies in place. Make sure you put the rough side down when cutting with your cutting machine. I'm going to go ahead and layer them all together. It's almost easier to do them together than separate. Because they nest right inside of each other. We're actually going to use all the dies in this set except for the very smallest one. We use the two largest for the color panels and then everything in between on our stamped image. I just didn't quite go to the smallest. I'm also going to use a little repositionable tape because I don't want that to move. And I'll run that through my cutting machine. Okay, now let me show you the tricks to get this, the continuous stamped look, but it's telescoping out. Now you want to use thick Whisper White cardstock for your card base so that it's sturdy enough to hold all these panels. Plus, the thicker cardstock makes a nicer card base. So we'll do our mats. Again, our Mango Melody and our Balmy Blue. I think those two colors look great together. And then we'll begin to do our other layers. You want to start with your largest. And then I cut another rectangle the same size and I'm going to glue it on there. It gives us just a little bit of depth by gluing those together. And it also strengthens those rectangles. So it sort of does two things. So just put a little adhesive around the perimeter of your rectangle. And apply. This one doesn't have any stamping on. We'll center that. And again, I'm going to use a little backing on this, and it just lifts it slightly each time. I suppose you could use dimensionals, but you don't want it so thick that it won't go through the mail. So I find that just a layer of cardstock works just great. So again, we'll go around the perimeter. And we'll nest it in there. And you'll continue to build out. Notice how if you just layer them right in the center, the images automatically line up, which is terrific. Oops, that doesn't fit. I'm missing a piece. There it is. So each layer has just a little bit of lift from that extra piece of cardstock. We're almost there. We're going to do something just a little bit different on the last one. And I'll show you here. Because we've lifted each one, it's a little bit higher and it's going to look funny if you just glue it down. So I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals on my very last rectangle. I sure do hope she likes this card. I just think it's so sweet. Ooh, almost done. See that telescoping image? And we'll place our colored panel for a little happiness on the inside. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Have a fabulous day.